YouTube Bozic going. The Goat House is back. And today I got my New York Football Giants record prediction. Going through the NFC East teams right now. We did the AFC East. There's a playlist with these videos. Once they're done, they get added to that playlist, of course. So we're going through every single team. Then we'll move on to playoff predictions, Super Bowl predictions. You guys are kind of creating your own video as well by voting on our Twitter. Once I get down with a full division for record predictions, I post a poll. You guys will vote for who wins each division. Eventually create a full playoff field, and we'll create a video out of that. So pretty fun. Make sure you follow that Twitter link down below. Make sure you like, subscribe. Full NFL coverage here, more than anybody out there. So join us for that. Be much, much appreciated. For this video, all these videos, we're using playoffpredictors.com. A very cool website. The Giants, I was starting to get hyped on them because they were more than impressive last year, I thought, even though it still ended up being a down season kind of. I like the coaching staff. I like the way their defense play. I like the way they game planned mainly on defense. I really like the way they game planned. Offense had some moments, but was pretty much a letdown. And they add even more this offseason, so I was starting to get hyped, but kind of calming down a little bit because where they added and they got better. Receiver in the secondary, again, pretty good draft too. Like their draft. But they got better at those spots, but that really wasn't what was holding them back. What was holding them back was offensive line play and quarterback play. They were either turning the ball over too much, and that was costing them, or they were too much of a game manager, conservative, safe type offense because they didn't want to turn the ball over, and that wasn't enough to put up enough points. So that was kind of the problem. So that it's a tough team to predict for those reasons. They are young. Daniel Jones could get better. Some of these offensive linemen could get better. We just can't expect it to be rapid, especially for some of these young pieces on the offensive line. But do like the defense. I like some of the pieces they added. We'll go on to the prediction. So first, I'm going to give you my actual prediction. And I looked through all the schedules already, but I always kind of see it again. And, as I'm looking at it right now, it's actually a very tough schedule, tougher than I thought. But I'll give you my prediction, then we'll circle back and go best case, in my opinion, and then worst case we'll do as well. So you kind of get three different records here. Broncos, Giants, week one, definitely one that can go either way. A defensive ball game. Two teams, they're going to come out pounding the football. I think both teams will have success running the football as long as Saquon Barkley is healthy, of course, for the Giants here. I actually like the Giants in week one. I like the Giants. I think Saquon's healthy. That's a big one there. So I think they could be pretty effective, and that could open some things up in terms of passing. Not a whole lot, though, because how much trust do I have in Daniel Jones, and mainly the Broncos defense is very, very good. The Broncos should have some success running the ball. They got a really good running back room. I'm a huge Javonte Williams guy. But the Giants could present a pretty good game plan to stop the run here right off the bat. And they're at home here. So I'm just kind of siding towards the Giants, but that's definitely a game that can go either way. Thursday Night Football in week two, I'm going to take the football team. I already did a record prediction for them. Defensive battle in prime time here. I do give the edge defensively to Washington because that front pass rush, the actual pass rush is ridiculous, maybe the best in football. And I do trust their offense a little more, maybe to take care of the ball a little better in this game. So I'm going to go that route. Falcons, Giants, definitely one that can go either way. Man, that's tough. That's one that could really go either way because I can argue both sides because the Giants can present the defense to slow down the Falcons. And the Falcons' defense, you should be able to score on, but they actually had some spurts where they were pretty damn good last year, the Falcons. The defense was actually impressive. Creating turnovers. This is back and forth. I can argue with myself all day. I'm kind of leaning Falcons because even though the Giants can slow them down offensively, they're still going to put points up. And can the Giants, keep up with one of those, offensive teams there? That's kind of the question. I mean, they could. Again, we'll circle back for best case scenario as well. That's definitely one we can flip. I think the Saints in this one. Saints are a team you'd rather play later, probably. I think they're a pretty tough game plan early on because they're different. Jameis Winston offense instead of Drew Brees offense, Similar to the Falcons matchup, the Saints actually present a little more defense too. So, they can almost match the Giants defense. I think the Giants probably be a little better because the Saints lost some guys in terms of defense, but I like that matchup for the Saints. Giants, Cowboys. Man, 1-4 start. I'm going to take the Cowboys. I think just too much offense here. Rams are going to be tough because the Rams can match the Giants defense, but we know they got them beat offensively. The Rams they'll create turnovers and they will score. I like the Rams in that game. Panthers, Giants, it's a good matchup. It's a good matchup. Some similarities there with these teams. I'll take the Giants at home. We'll take the Chiefs over the Giants. We get back a little bit on winning. I guess it's another one that can go either way. Some of these ones that can go either way, kind of going, we kind of can circle back here, like I said. Giants at Bucks. They played a pretty good game last year. It's prime time again. It's in Tampa. Bucks got a lot better since. It's one of the biggest mysteries. Did the Giants actually get better? It's not on Golladay. It's not on Dory Jackson, whoever it may be. It's on Daniel Jones, and not just Daniel Jones, the offensive line. I'm going to take the Bucks in that one. Really, I think better on both sides of the ball. Take the Giants over the Eagles. Dolphins-Giants, pretty good matchup. That's a pretty good matchup. I think they're pretty similar teams. Look at the defensive battle there. Offense could have some struggles. Offensive lines could have some struggles. I'm going to go Dolphins at home, though. Chargers, Giants. It's a bad time to play the Chargers. I think they're going to get going at this time of the year. I think they're going to become more of a balanced team. I think early in the year, one week they're going to look like an offensive team. One week they look like a defensive team. I think at this point of the year, and that's what we want. The Giants are kind of like only a defensive team. Maybe sometimes in terms of the rushing attack, they look like a damn good running team. But tough time to play the Chargers. I think they're going to really get going here. I'll have the Giants and the Cowboys splitting here. Eagles, Giants. Had the Giants winning the first one. I do like the matchup. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, it's tough. I do like the way the Giants' defense really match up with the Eagles. I don't think Jalen Hurts will be a problem for them. I think they'll be very good at game planning for it. But then Eagles have one of the nastiest pass rushes in football. That front four and rotation. It could be they're gonna get them in one game because of that. The pass rush can feast in at least one of these games. So I'll go that route. Not ideal record here. Not what I expected, honestly. We got to get them getting an away game here. They're probably gonna get more than that. Away we get a lot of these we can flip. The Bears are tough to predict too. Who's going to be at quarterback at this point. If Fields is in, then the season's probably not going well. If Dalton's in, they're definitely beatable. So I'll give the Giants a game there. And then one more here. I just don't like the way they match up against Washington. I know Washington has that defense that is better than the Giants. They have that pass rush to get after Daniel Jones, create turnovers, and I trust their offense a little more. So it's just they kind of equalize them with their matchup, but I do think they're just a better team on top of that, so that's really not ideal. But kind of going to best case, I did have them beating the Broncos week 1. That could go either way. Between the Falcons and the Saints, I'm going to give them one of those. I did have them beating the Panthers. I did have them beating the Raiders. It was a tough schedule. Between Dolphins and Chargers, they could probably win one of those. I wouldn't count on both maybe. I actually think it'd probably be that one, the Dolphins. I don't know if they beat the Eagles twice. I think that pass rush has got to be a problem, at least one of those. I did have them beating the Bears, but maybe they beat. It's tough. I would not have guessed that the best case for me would have been 9-8. Just looking at the roster, evaluating the Giants team, I would have guessed it better. So it kind of says it's a tough schedule. They definitely got better, I think, but will it look like that? It's going to be on Daniel Jones and the offensive line. So this is actually tough. This was a tough one here. That's kind of best case. Worst case, they could lose. They could lose. It's a tough schedule. It's a really tough schedule. Somewhere, around there. I don't see it happening, but that's actually a really tough schedule. I was talking about who had the toughest schedules. Something that's I'm thinking about even more here is the Giants got a really tough one. So back what I actually had them winning the first game, and then I had them being the Raiders. I did it. Yeah, so I had them winning some games, and I'm kind of on the games I'm on the fence about. The games I'm on the fence about are the games that I had them winning even. So that's really not ideal either. That's tough because I do think they got better here. But it's a team that, you know, they went out and spent a lot of money, and, you know, sometimes that's kind of Super Bowl, or like, you better be good or it's a bust. And it will look bad if they struggle a little bit, but I don't know if it necessarily applies to the Giants because, you know, I still think Daniel Jones can get better. We know the offense line's going to get better, but I don't think it's going to happen right away. I think people are counting on it a little too much. I think the young pieces across, the receiver unit, the defense as well, young coaching staff, kind of fresh coaching staff somewhat, they're going to continue to get better with these pieces. So this could be a dangerous team, pretty early on here, I think. Well, maybe not this year, but I guess I should say soon here. Did I have this back right? Yeah. So it's a tough schedule. That's what we learned here today. I did not, kind of my idea of the Giants kind of going into this, I thought I was going to have a better record prediction, but what the games really matter here. But, yeah, it's tough because I do think they got a pretty solid roster. But let me know your guys' thoughts here. We got the other teams up for the most part here from the NFC East. We got 2 of them, and we had the whole AFC East. And we're going to keep going on team by team here until we got a playoff field. We'll predict the playoffs, predict the Super Bowl, and you guys are voting. If you don't like my predictions, you guys got a shot. You're voting throughout these next couple weeks here as these videos come out for kind of who wins divisions and kind of the playoff field, who wins each round of the playoffs. So you guys decide to kind of create a video. Link in the description for that Twitter. Make sure you follow it for all that. And, yeah, that's going to do it for this one. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.